Hello, this is our course prep aid, a web app application for EGR 302 for the design and documentation class.
The problem we are trying to solve with this is that many students are having a difficult time preparing for their courses for the following semesters. Students are also not guaranteed that their classes will be impacted, and this could lead to a delayed graduation. The updates to their degree plans also cause confusion for students on their graduation requirements. How we plan to solve this problem is by creating a web application that makes finding available courses easier for students. We plan to have this web app available for students, professors, and colleges and provided with up-to-date information on their courses. Users will also be able to track their degrees using the web application.
The acceptance criteria shows that students are allowed to log into the page with their ID or password, or if they have to reset their password, or even if they have to create a new account if they have never had one. The course page shows about what courses they are taking, what type of career field they would be at, and set up what type of graduation plan they will be having, and keeps track of the progress of the students' courses, as a flowchart shows a visual representation of the courses the students are in and gives an idea of what their next courses will be.
Here is the organization of our architecture. In the front end, our source code will be hosted on the GitHub repository, and we plan to develop using AWS, Replit, or the W3 Schools environments. And as for languages, we want to support HTML, CSS, and React. For our backend, we plan to host our database servers on the Google Firebase. It's remote, versatile, and classified as a non-SQL environment. Here is the visual representation of our architecture. It shows how the front end and the back end will communicate with each other. We plan to use HTML to gather query information from our backend database.
The Waterframe Demo is a visual representation of what our application will be, as shown a server page, a login page, what courses they'll be accessing, and what type of graduation progress they'll be at, if they're a graduate or undergraduate, and basically what courses they can pick throughout each one and see where they're at between each courses, if they're taking basically two majors or one major, or if they're suggesting they want to switch majors. They can see what type of progress they have made, and that will be the visual representation of what the application will be. The GitHub repository is the login page. It's basically a repository of the login page, and basically how we're going to be using it as a setup for our future application. As it would be, we will be able to edit and see what features we'll be adding in, and basically using for not just login page but the register page for students to be able to access it for the first time. You see here, it's basically showing the visuals and some of the stuff we'll be able to use. And the repository showing the collaborators who are in our team that will be able to access it, edit it, or basically do whatever they need to do under the GitHub repository. And later we'll be accessing to the professor. So he'll be able to see the progress and what stuff is in the repository. Overall, this is our project for our web app application.